Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One. I've been under the weather for a few days. It's just allergies. Um, there's so much information out there, so many information on boots on the ground that hopefully tomorrow I will get you a video on boots on the ground. A lot of people are sending stuff in, but I want to make a short video because I've talked to a couple preppers, and their concern was like mass shooting with any supporters of what's going on in Gaza. And I got to thinking, terrorists are, yes, they have involved shooting, but they also are suicide bombers, uh, vehicle-borne IEDs. They're very good at those. So I want us not to just get concentrated on a mass shooting. You know, they can attack. It could be multifaceted. It could involve a lot of things. They're going to attack soft targets. A couple days ago, we had the crazy guy that tried to drive into the Oconee nuclear facility. That's not far from here. I've been there many times, passing by. I've seen it. I didn't report on it because there was, it was definitely not terrorist related. Um, having a desire to do something, but having the capability of doing something is two different things. And clearly, this was not a person that was capable. They have caught this person. I have had my police scanner on for the last couple of days listening to things. So I don't think it was a terrorist attack at all. I think it was a crazed druggie. He's got a record. So he did not have the capabilities of pulling this off. Also, we've seen the banking problems the other day. Man, my email just blew up yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday morning sometime about everyone. My check wasn't there, wasn't deposited. That's definitely a scary thing. If we go into this conflict in the Middle East, it definitely could involve cyber terrorism against our banking and everything else. So that is a possibility with everything that is happening. I will tell you, I don't want to point out any particular post because I don't know what I can say for different posts, different bases in the United States. But a lot of units have not been put on alert, as in say, hey, you're going to ship out. But guess what? They got that courtesy of make sure your crap is in order, get your gear ready. And I've gotten those a few times in my career, and that was because things were happening in the world. So that's just like a heads up. It's a warning order. And that stuff has been happening. Fort Campbell is definitely spinning up some major exercises, major training exercises. They even said to the put out there to the community that you're going to hear a lot more activity around Fort Campbell, and a lot of posts are spinning up. And one of the reasons is because even the average Joe can say, "Hey, I'm active duty. I might be deploying. I need to get my crap together." Um, let's go back to the millions of illegals that are here. They're going to hit soft targets. I don't believe anyone that's in here that has ill will to the United States, um, giving the Gaza situation and giving that region is about to explode. We have so much firepower, so many naval assets, air assets that have moved over there. It's unbelievable. I've never seen that much over there, even during the first Gulf War and then the second problem we had. I don't think we had as much over there. I could be wrong, but there seems to be a lot. Um, that region is potentially could explode catastrophically. The Ukrainian situation, I've been saying this for months. Ukraine has lost. They need to get peace deal on the table. The Western countries have definitely are not going to supply them a lot more because there is nothing to supply them with. I think they've taken possession of five F-16s, and those are going to last about 5 minutes in combat against the Russians, especially the Russians' top fighter jets. Their new missiles that they have on them, unbelievable, scary. So really, it's not going to do anything. We're just wasting our money, and we're wasting the Ukrainians' lives. I hope very soon that Every commander that commands troops will tell Ukraine that, hey, it's over, it's done, we're finished. We don't have the supplies, the equipment, the ammo, the manpower. I was reading that the average age of the guy on the front lines in his 40s. That's unbelievable. They have destroyed their country, and they destroyed their country because the West and pretty much the U.S. and Great Britain has said to destroy their country. It is a shame and it's a crime. So hopefully, very quickly, that situation they can sit down and have a peace treaty. Yes, Ukraine's going to lose a lot, but if they continue on this path, they're going to lose everything. They might cease to be a country. Um, so this is a little bit scary because this will let the Russians uh, move some of their assets out of there if they need to. If this problem in the Middle East goes into a regional war, even a bigger war. Uh, do not believe the news when they say Russia's losing. I see article after article and I laugh. Russia's not losing the war at all. Russia has built up their war fighting capabilities. They've built up their ability to supply. They're full bore manufacturing weapons for their military, full bore. We're trying to be full bore, but we have outsourced all of our industry, and we're not capable of supplying what Israel needs. And really, I wish we wouldn't supply them anything because that way they would have to sit down and talk this thing through instead of fight it out. Um, there'll be no winners if this kicks off into a regional conflict. A lot more death. Well, there will be winners. It will be called the industrial military complex. Arms manufacturers. Lindsey Graham will be going crazy with excitement. He has never, ever met a war that he has not loved and supported. So I am afraid that if there's a problem inside with sleeper cells, they will go after soft targets. Soft targets can be schools. Most schools in my area have a police officer there. One police officer, the way he is equipped, is not going to stop an organized effort of 3 or 4 individuals. There's no possibility. And if many places are hitting into a jurisdiction, uh, there'll be a lot of there won't be help coming. That's the bottom line. Some cities and towns have very limited amount of police officers on the street. So if there is a conflict, uh, you will not get the resources necessary. It will take time for state agencies, state police, even federal law enforcement, if they're stationed nearby, ATF, and other organizations to, mobilize their manpower to deal with this situation. So there's a lot of soft targets. Everywhere you go is a soft target. Um, but I'm more afraid of suicide bombers and more just bombing in itself. Because when you place a bomb, you inflict massive casualties. If you do it at a mall, at a church, at a school, it will shut down this country because mom and dad does not want to send their kids out to school, and it will make people not want to spend money and go out if there's numerous attacks. There could be very much a coordinated attack inside the United States with sleeper cells. And this would be courtesy of the open border and pretty much all the Democrats that have gone along with that and the Republicans that have not fought hard enough. Um, there's millions of people here, and it is also creating an economic problem. There's limited amount of jobs out there, and granted, these illegals are taking them. I discovered a place the other day that has a ton of illegals hired there. They must be paying them under the table, paying them in cash, but there was a ton. Um, so they're taking jobs away from Americans. Now, granted, some Americans don't want to work, but it is making the hourly rate much lower. It's also creating, in some situations, a housing problems because these millions of people are occupying houses, buying houses, more of renting houses, and this is causing the rents to go up. So it's a vicious cycle. It's taking jobs and it's taking resources, and we do not have enough to take care of Americans. If you're tracking the debt, Every day it's going up 3 billion. I have not seen a jump in a few weeks. I'm expecting a huge 40, 50, $100 billion jump in the debt very soon. So you need to do what you can do, and that is prepare for you not going out to the store as much. Uh, Prepare for economic problems. If there's a cyber attack and you can't access your bank account, you're going to have problems. So make sure you have some cash at the house. Make sure you have food at the house. Um, some people, uh, I've met some people in the last probably 4 or 5 days that are not preppers, and they're living life like nothing will happen. They have absolutely no concern about the Middle East. Their comment by one guy was, they've always fought and killed each other. Just let them fight and kill each other, and we'll see who wins. Um, this will affect them. A lot of people think it won't. But if this war kicks off, you could have oil supplies cut. You could see drastic price increase of oil, which will make more inflation. And right now, inflation is killing many, many people. So not any really specific news I want you to know, but I do want you to know that the Middle East is becoming it's a powder keg. It's just going to take a little bit of spark. If you look at Turkey, Turkey used to control the Palestinian area. I think they were World War I. They lost that, and Turkey is a major player, major power. Um, Pakistan, I heard, offered if Israel uses their Samson option, which would be using nuclear weapons, that Pakistan would probably provide nuclear weapons to Turkey. Um, so there's a lot of problems over there. Um, I don't think there's going to be a peaceful solution. The one thing that this war has done, or the Gaza problem, it has united most of the factions of the Muslim world against Israel. It's been very hard to unite all the Muslims, which has been a good thing. They fight among themselves, but now they have a common enemy, and that is Israel. And that's going to create a great destabilizing element because Israel, if backed into the corner, will use the nuclear option. As soon as the first nuke is used, it's going to be a lot easier to use more nukes. And Russia has said they will not let Iran get destroyed. So they will come to their aid. Most people think that the United States is this strong, strong military. We are not what we were in the 90s. We are not even close to that. A lot of countries in the Middle East, the Arab countries, when Israel fought them uh, for their independence, and then in 1967, they weren't organized, they weren't advanced. Now, some of these Arab countries, Iran, they have great technology. I believe they would have technology with their drones that they could surpass the United States. We spend too much money on our items. They do not. Theirs cost fractions of a fraction of what we spend. So yes, we spend tons of money on our defense and our military. We're not getting our money's worth. We're being ripped off by contractors. So this will not be a fight where we're going to be able to have our will. It will actually be a possibility that we could lose ships. We have a lot of ships over there. The development of anti-ship missiles have been so far advanced. Um, we could have an aircraft carrier sitting on the bottom of an ocean. I can see that happening, which would then probably throw us into World War III. So I hope you're preparing. You need to follow the news, but don't get where you're spending all your time finding all the details. Your details should be your personal plan, making sure you're stockpiled, making sure you have backup plans with communication, be it shortwave radio, be it the ability to use family radios, GMRS, ham, so you can communicate with people. Keep preparing. Thanks for watching.